mature buck deer here is going to have a 3.5 finger width track.
You're looking at age
your
on
hand
deer
down there.
because an older deer splays their foot out more when they step. So basically, the hoofs kind of push apart and create that width. Well, that happens because their feet are getting worn down. Like when we get older, we get a flat foot, and it happens with a deer too. Their foot will broaden out as they step down. So that's something you got to remember too. When you look at a deer's foot, you're like, oh yeah, that's not a huge foot on that buck.
Those tracks and figure out, hey, is there a big buck that's coming through here based off the tracks? Because that's what he mentioned. He's like, man, I see tracks everywhere. And I asked him, are you paying attention to the width of them and how wide they are? He's like, no. And I explained again how to measure them with his hand, and again based off. But we were talking about hand size, three, and a half finger lengths wide or wider is probably going to be a pretty good buck in your area. And again, that was kind of eye-opening for him. That's something that, again, a lot of people just don't know about unless they know somebody like yourself who just has experience when it comes to reading tracks.
Yep, and when you're following these tracks, you're not going to have those tracks the entire time because it's bare ground.
Tuck, heel. That's right there is what I was looking for. You see the high ground right up in there. All of this right here. There's vine, but there's giant ragweed. In another month or two, that'll all be 15 feet high, which is why I'm in here right now, looking for that island. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing deer tracks again. years ago, I was gun hunting in here with a buddy, and I believe I was out there somewhere closer to the river, but I saw a heavier rack buck, not huge but heavy, and he jumped up. He was in some of this island, like it's right up there. He jumped into some of that, or jumped up out of some of that while the drivers were pushing. I wasn't in the drive. Right? That's a good buck. Here's another one. Another. Maybe it's a buck, maybe it's not. But it's in this area. Let's zoom back out. Just saw a deer running over there. Tuck picked up on it. Oh God, poison ivy. Not the yin yang. Let's see. I have to get in the shower. Thick it is up on this. It's mid-thigh up in here. Definitely a bed right here. It's a pretty good sized bed too. Fuck. Every one of them sucks. That over there looks alright, but if I don't get up high enough, I'll never be able to see anything. Water is way up. Some more. seen that. Never in my life. Wow. I have never seen this. Never knew this was here. So much of my hunting was done right here. Never saw that. Wow. How cool. I don't know why I never could see it. I wonder if somebody uncovered it. That is awesome.